Hey guys, welcome to One Spirit Talks. I'm your host, Stefanie Ruth. Now let's dive into spirituality because when spirit talks, it's time to listen. In today's episode, we're talking about the importance of nurturing self-love and the 3 tips to help you do just that. I'm also going to drop in one specific phrase that came through from spirit to help you get there. So let's get started. We're talking about self-love. We've all heard that word, that phrase. Self-love is the best love. And one of my favorite quotes is, love yourself first and everything falls into place. In all reality, it's so true. So many times we're looking for external ways to validate our love for ourselves, meaning that if other people don't love us or don't show their love for us in ways that we understand, or in ways that resonate the most for us, it means that we, at the core, are not lovable. And that thought, the thought of us not being lovable, is one of the biggest limiting beliefs that we all have. In my work throughout the last decade, suffering is really tied into a few things. One of those things being the lack of self-love. And that doesn't mean loving yourself when everything is going great. It means loving yourself in each and every moment. That means when things aren't going well, when everything is falling apart, when you make a mistake, you still love yourself. You might not appreciate the way you're treating people in a certain moment, or the actions that you're taking, or the mistakes that you're making, but deep down, throughout all of that, you love yourself. It's one of those things that's really hard to tackle. Because throughout our lives, we've all experienced things that chip away at the perfect bubble of being wrapped in our own self-love. This could be because of interactions with people who are closest to us. It could be because of the things that people are saying to us. Or it could be because we're tearing ourselves down with our words, thoughts, and actions from the inside out. With that being said, at one point, most of us get to a point where we understand how impactful it is to truly start working on self-love. And when we get to that point, our energy starts to open up and we become open to experience self-growth and to receive the love that is abundantly available for us to receive. And that means doing the work to focus on nurturing the love we have for ourselves in every way. This means that we focus on taking steps to show ourselves that we love ourselves. It means that we take steps to talk nicely to ourselves. It means that instead of putting ourselves down, that we reflect and try to figure out different ways to approach ourselves and the situations that we might repeatedly find ourselves in. Because once we start to love ourselves, and yes, it takes time. It's not a one and done thing. I'm going to tell you this right now. It's something that you're going to have to work on every single day, because even when you think you have it all figured out, life is going to come and knock you down a few pegs. And that is your sign to dig a bit deeper and to give yourself more self-love. So the first thing you can do is to stop talking badly to yourself. This means that if you make a mistake, or you don't like the way you look one day, or you don't like what you said, instead of internally thinking or saying things that would make you feel even worse, because really that's what we're subconsciously ingrained to do. We're ingrained to be really critical of ourselves, and half of the time we don't even realize. So instead of making yourself feel worse and digging yourself deeper, just remember to stop and pause. Just accept yourself as you are in that moment. That means accepting in that moment that you might feel crummy or that things aren't going the way that you wanted them to. But again, you flip it around and you notice the silver lining. With that, you can either replace your statement with a more positive one, or you can just simply repeat the following phrase. I love myself in each and every way. The second thing you can do is to begin writing down a list of all of the things you love about yourself. This could be done every day. And some days you might have a longer list than other days, but the goal is to write at least one thing down. So your exercise is not complete until you at least write one thing down that you love about yourself. over time, you might find that you are more grateful and you start to notice all of the amazing and incredible facets of yourself and your life. This includes your shadows and your light. You might become aware of things that you love about yourself, or the way you handle situations, or the way you help people in need. And whatever it is, you just write it down. The last thing you can do is to do something that you love. Now, I talk about energy givers in my book. When you do something you love, you're going to fill up your cup, and it's going to be an energetic way to raise your vibration and allow yourself to feel loved inside because you're giving yourself love. When you do something that you love, you're giving yourself love. And when you do that without feeling guilty or without feeling shame, it will allow you to put yourself first in a way where you prioritize your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. And when you're prioritizing all of those things, you're going to see increases in the amount of space that you give yourself for that love to pour in. When all else fails, because there will be days where, again, everything goes down the toilet and it's just a bad day. In those moments, it's even more important to do these exercises. So if the only thing you get from this is that phrase, I love myself in each and every way, that's what you take from it. And maybe that's what you say to yourself each day. So this is your reminder to love yourself in each and every way, and to know that it's always going to be a work in progress. Again, you're gonna have some days where you feel amazing, and then you're gonna have some days where you feel like nothing is working. And it's in those days when you're at a low that you really need to do it. That's when you need to do the work, because it's when you need to give yourself the most love. And when you do that, you're going to give yourself confidence, grace, and light. The more you give yourself those things, the more you're going to love yourself and flourish. So those are some of the ways that I was able to cultivate self-love within myself. And I always give myself daily Reiki, and I'm always working on my mindset and working on unloading these suppressed emotions that have been stuck in my body from this lifetime and other lifetimes. And so that's why I'm telling you, I know it's possible. When I was a teenager, I was at a place where I hated myself at one point. And I think a lot of us have that experience where even though our life is amazing, there's a part of it that we hate. And I think that's just a part of life. And it's something that you don't have to be ashamed about, because so many people have different experiences in terms of their life and situations that they come across. But when it comes down to the emotions and the limiting beliefs that we all have very similar ones. I know it's possible to overcome that. Even if you're at a low at some point, there's always hope to overcome it. So again, in those moments, just say that phrase, I love myself in each and every way. And even if you don't believe it, you're going to say it, because over time, the more you repeat it, I promise you're going to start believing it. It might take time, but if you give up, you're never going to realize how powerful your mind is, how powerful your voice is, and how your thoughts can change your reality. And if you ever need help working through those energetic layers and gently releasing those limiting beliefs and opening any energetic heart walls that you might have that have protected your heart and your mind and your spirit for so many years, reach out to me on Instagram or on my website, liveandbreathereiki.com. I will leave this information in the show notes. I hope that this episode was helpful, and I hope that you have the most incredible day. And remember to love yourself in each and every way. Until next time, thanks for listening.